Well-formed syntactic structures. So now let's see that which structures or which syntactic structures are well-formed. Well-formedness is the quality of a clause, word, or other linguistic element that conforms to the grammar of the language of which it is a part. So we say that if a sentence or a clause or a phrase is considered correct by the speaker of the language, it means that that phrase, clause, or the sentence is a well-formed sentence. Well-formed words or phrases are grammatical. It means they obey all relevant rules of grammar. So whenever we find or whenever we create some phrases or some words in such a way which the speaker of the language verify as correct phrases, words, so it means that they are well formed. A form that violates some grammar rule is ill-formed and does not constitute part of the language. So, on the other hand, if we find a structure, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence which does not conform to the structure of the language and the speaker of the language do not take that clause or syntactic structure as well-formed, then it means that it is an ill-formed sentence or ill-formed phrase. When we say ill-formed, it means that it does not conform to the rules of the language of that language or rule of the grammar of that language, and the native speakers do not confirm it as correct utterances. A word may be phonologically well-formed. I mean, the word is pronounced in such a way that all the sounds are pronounced correctly as they are pronounced in that language. A word, phrase, clause, or utterance may be grammatically well-formed. So, we see that these constituents of the language may be formed in such a way that they are well-formed. A semantically well-formed sentence or sentence is one that is meaningful. That's a very important thing. I mean, when we construct sentence, we join certain components of the sentence, they are words or phrases, and the ultimate aim is to convey some meaning. So if a structure conveys meaning, it means that structure is semantically well-formed. Grammatically well-formedness and semantic well-formedness do not always coincide. So here we have a question that if a sentence is grammatically well-formed, we have put the word in the noun phrase, which makes a noun phrase. We have put the word in a verb phrase, which makes a verb phrase. But semantically, what we get out of that utterance or sentence is not well-formed. So it means that a sentence may be grammatically, syntactically well-formed, but it may not be semantically well-formed. So it is very important that a sentence or an utterance or a constituent must also be semantically well-formed. Let's look at an example. Colorless green ideas sleep furiously. So far as its well-formedness as per the grammatical rule of a language or English language are concerned, it is a correct sentence. Colorless green ideas, we know that it's a noun phrase. Sleep furiously, we know that it's a verb phrase. But despite it being a grammatically or syntactically correct sentence, semantically it's not correct. We all know that ideas do not sleep, and beside that, ideas have no color. Colorless green ideas, and then colorless green ideas. I mean, either the color is one or the other. Colorless green ideas. However, if we look at the noun phrase, we know that colorless is adjective, green is adjective, and idea is noun, and sleep is verb, and furiously is an adverb. But semantically, we do not find this sentence well formed. So native speaker of a language do not agree whether a particular word, phrase, or clause is well formed. So when they speak, the native speaker, they just utter sentence, right? So it may be possible that at certain instances or certain places, they may say that this is how they speak a certain sentence. So the problem of well-formedness is a problem of generative linguistics. So it is the theoretical part of the generative linguistic which actually go for this fact that whether a sentence is syntactically well formed or not. However, the speaker of a language sometimes do not conform to this idea. So grammatic generator follows some universal patterns that should not vary among speakers. So grammatic generators follow some universal. So when we make sentence on the basis of the generative principles of generative grammar, so they create such sentence which should not vary among the speaker or the speaker of that language. So well-formedness is a quality or the property of the generative grammar.